This is News You Can Use.
Tell us what's your number of units as you see 2022 kind of playing out in 2023. Tell us about what you see in terms of housing sales.
Well, first off, you and I have talked about this many times. I like your strategy about being in the mortgage industry, which is to provide mortgages for people who are buying houses, because that will always happen, no matter whether interest rates are 14% or 2.5%, whether incomes are growing or stay or flat. People need a place to live, and if that's what you're in the business of financing, you're going to have business. It will be. That's what I heard. Some of these people are also involved. I heard that. Refinancing is simply an option. It's just the difference between what's your current mortgage rate and what's offered in the market, and that comes and goes, as you well know. So, in an economic slowdown, the income growth will slow, and real income growth is actually falling at the moment because inflation is greater than the increase in wage rates. That's going to cut into the ability of people to buy houses, to be able to qualify for mortgages for the houses that they want. So you will see a slowdown in housing activity. And we expect that sales will fall in the 10 to 11% range this year compared to last year, and the same in next year if, in fact, our forecast of a recession in the second half is accurate. So no question, this will be the part of the cycle that's the tough part of the cycle, which you recognize if you've been in the business. It's a cyclical business, and interest rates are usually the driver for that. So with rates where they are at 5.25%, even though, to your point, historically that's still a very good interest rate, incomes haven't kept up with that, nor has supply. And price appreciation combined with that rise in rates is going to be tough on the market.
One of the challenges is sellers' expectations are that we're going to put it on the market. There's going to be lots of contracts. It's going to get bid higher. And that's going to be, well, we've got to get a mindset shift with sellers to some extent, because there is indeed winds changing, weather changing in our business. What do you tell the audience today if they were going to meet with a seller today who has been watching, witnessing, neighbors, friends, stories being told about this? How do you kind of talk them into a different way of thinking?
That slowdown in sales doesn't mean that there aren't going to be willing and desirous buyers out there. It just means there's going to be a change in time when they can enter the market. So part of the reason that I said when I commented on the recession was that it would be a mild recession is in fact housing, because the demographic demand is still there. The challenge for it is the affordability given income and interest rate changes. So once, let's say the economy does, as our forecast suggests, has a mild downturn, and then when it picks up and incomes start to grow, interest rates will have come down at that same time, and that's when they will enter the market. And that will frankly give builders some time to catch up on the supply side. Now, whether the boomers decide to ever sell that house or not, I don't know. They've said they're going to age in place, and they're doing it. And one thing that the COVID showed them is now you can get healthcare at home, right? If you have an iPad or whatever, you can talk to a doctor and show them pictures. That'll allow them to stay in the house longer. So I don't know how that boomer part of it is going to happen.